Hi and welcome to NetBeans Pharmacy Management System. So I'm going to start by entering invalid data in here. There we go. You only have 3 attempts, and there the system will log you out. So let's give it a try and enter the right details. There we go. Notice what will happen to all these disabled buttons. There, that means your login details is correct or are correct. Now let's click on doctor's details. The doctor's details, you can always get the doctor by their reference number. There we go. The doctor here is Dr. Paul Roman, and we can add him to the system. He is meant to be on duty today. Let's see, Dr. Jackson, Dr. Ewu Ekro, and Dr. Johnny. So those are the doctors on duty. So one other thing that you can do is you can always go straight to the prescription, or supposing you end up adding too many data, you can always delete. If you want, we can delete. You can exit if you want, or go straight back onto login system, or let's go onto another page. Okay, so what I will do now is I'm going to take you guys straight onto pharmacist page. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you back onto the doctor's form. There we go, and you can also populate it just how you want. So guys, let's go straight onto NetBeans and we'll put one of these together. So let's do that now, guys. Hi and welcome to NetBeans Pharmacy Management System. I'm going to start by clicking on File, New Project, and make sure Java is selected, Java Application. Click on Next. I'm going to get rid of this Create Main class, and right up here I will enter as follows: pharmacy. Now let's click on Finish. Right in here we have our pharmacy project. I'm going to right click on it, go to New, JFrame Form, click on that. Let's give that a name. I'm just going to call it pharmacy as well. The class name is pharmacy. The package name, I'm going to leave that as pharmacy. There, click on Finish, and there we go, right there. So that's one of the forms I intend to use. So I'm going to change the size of this form to, let's right click on it and come in here, or let's go to code, right in there. Let me change that to 1300 and let's say 386, I think. Okay, let's go for 350 by 800. Click. And let's come to the properties where we have preferred size. Make sure it's the same dimension and click on Close. So that will be the pharmacy form. Right click on it, and then let's go to Set Layer, and let's select Absolute Layer. There we go. So right there on the pharmacy form, I'm going to enter the following. Let's come in here and just go to, let's go to label and change the size of that very label. Let's go for maybe 20. Okay, let's see 24. How 24 is going to look like. Yeah, 24 is not that bad. That's fine. And let's call that reference number. Alright, or let's just say number, just like that. Right. I will also add a text box, or let that be text field. Change that to 24 as well. Just plain 24, that's fine. Get rid of the content in there, and the name of this is going to be, let's change that to JTXT reference. There, just enlarge it or extend it that much. Right, I will now copy both components. We can always select it all, edit and copy, and just paste it in there. Edit, paste. I need a couple of those, or you can just select Ctrl C, paste that again. Copy that, paste, and there. And I'm going to need a couple more. Just copy, paste, right there. Okay. So I will now speed up the design of this interface and get back to you guys. Okay guys, this is how it all looks now, but I need to add a table and buttons, table, buttons, combo box. Let's start with the combo box first. So place the combo box there, and I'm going to change some details. Let's right click and change the name of this combo box to, let's change it to JCMB. Okay, that's the name of tablet. So I'm going to delete that, because I actually want a combo box to be in charge of all of the operations that will take place in there. And let's rearrange this, move this here. So the name of tablets will be used to populate whatever we need in all of the other components. Okay, let's increase the size of that combo box a little bit, the properties. I'm going to make that about 24 as well. Right, and come in here where we have model right there. We're going to then change the name of the items that we have in there. So I'm going to start with ibuprofen. Right, the next one, let's call that, so the next one is going to be, let's go for maybe Coco demo. So Coco dash demo. Right, now let's go for paracetamol. Then maybe one more. Let me just add one more to, okay, just 4 will be fine, else it's gonna take a long time. So let's say amlodipine. Yeah, that's all there is to it. I think the spelling is right. Okay, that is it. The other thing I like to add is, let's come in here. I need a table right there. Grab a table and dump it somewhere. Let's readjust that table and bring it right down. Then I'm going to also need, I will also need something else. Buttons. Maybe here. Right, let's come in here and add the buttons. Yeah, one here. Oh, hold on, let's paste that in a panel. Is there any need for that? There's no need that. just to make it look a little bit pretty. Let's change properties of this very plane. Let's come into border style, so let's make that about 2 and black. Right, now we need our buttons. Let's come in here and grab a button, paste one in there, one button. I'm going to need about, let's say maybe 7 of those. So just copy it across. Okay, so let's come in here first, change, set the layout, make it absolute, and copy this. Paste another one, another one. Right. Maybe one more. If I don't need it, I'll delete it. Okay, that's it. So this is how my system looks now. Okay, when it's run, this is how it looks right now. Okay, let's close that. This is just for the pharmacy. Now I need another form. Let's come in here. I'm going to need another form. Let's right click, new. That's going to be JFrame, and this I'm going to call it login. Login, and the name is going to be called login as well. Let's click on finish. There we go. Right. But when we run our program, we expect the login to be the first one, the first form, not this very one. So what I'm going to do is come straight into the project here. I'm going to right click on the project itself, the project folder, or I think we can come to the tools and you guys will be able to see what I'm talking about. Let's look for the needed properties. Alright, I think we have to only right click. You need the properties. You might not be able to see the properties I'm talking of. Look at it, it's right there in a way. Okay, but what's going to happen is when I run the program, I want this very form to be the form that will be displayed. So first thing first, let me right click and just change the details, convert that to absolute layer. Let's come into the properties of that very form and change it as follows. Then we take it from there. So let's make it 1350 by 800. Right. Okay, that's done. Now if I run it, this is what you guys will see. You see that? That's the form that was displayed, but that is not the form that I want the system to display. I want the form to be displayed to be this very one. Okay, and to get that sorted, so what I'm going to do is, let me first of all, let's just add some buttons. I'm going to copy all of these components, copy them and come right in there, just paste them on board. Right, then one of them is going to be password and so on. Well, let's cut it all off. Let's cut it off. I'll delete it, and let's add a panel before I get that done for you guys. Where is the panel? P for panel. There we go. And change the settings of that very panel. Border, let's change the border to, let's make that the thickness, let's make it 2 is fine. And right in here, paste as follows. Let's copy that again. Yeah, I just need 2 of those. Copy it from here, come right in there, paste them right there. Okay, right click and change the setting to absolute layer. Now, but I think maybe we should use password field. Yeah, and just delete this. That should be a password field, and change that to, I want to change the setting to 24 as well, and that will be 24. Right, that is fine. Okay, that's fine for my password field. Let me just reduce the content I have there. Now just change the name to password. No, the name. Let's come in here. There we go. That's it, done. So we need some buttons now. But before then, as you saw earlier, if I run the program, what you guys will see is the pharmacist form, and that is not the form that I want as my first form. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, let's go back to the project folder. Right in here, right click on the pharmacy, select properties. In this properties, what we need to then select is, we need to select run. Make sure run is selected, and then we then have to browse to which of the frame we want. The one we want is login. Okay, let's click on OK. So if I compile and run now, this login should be the first one to appear. You see that, guys? Okay, so that is taken care of. So through the login, we then call the rest of the system. Right, so let's add some buttons to this. Come in here, let's grab some buttons right here and change the size of that button to 24 as well. Make that bold, 24, and the text content on it is going to be login. Right, and the name as well. Let's change the variable name to jbtn login. There we go. Let's copy it. Copy, paste, and paste another one. Right. So let's change the name of this one to, oh, this is the right one here. Okay, move it around. Change the name of this one to exit, and the text content, change that to exit as well, and this one will be called cancel or reset. Maybe cancel, and the text content on it, there we go. Right, okay, so I'm going to copy, or let's just come in here, grab another button entirely, paste it right there. Okay, modify that very button. Let's change the name to jbtn doctor, and the text content on it is going to be known as doctor. Change the size, make that bold, maybe 36. Yeah, so that's fine, 36. I'm going to now copy it across, copy, paste. I'm going to need a couple of those. Right, now we'll copy it again. Before then, copy, paste. Let's move it here. Right, let's get another panel, paste it right up here, change the details of that very panel to go to the border, and change that to, let's go for maybe 4, right? And I'm going to need a label inside it. Let's grab a label there, and change the details of that very label. So that is going to become pharmacy management system. Let's put an S to it, and let's increase the size, maybe 48, bold there. So I will now enhance the size of this and get back to you guys shortly. Okay, before I continue, I would like this system, when it's run, I would like all of these buttons disabled. So the only time it will be enabled is when you get the login details right. Right now there's nothing in there, so let's try and disable all of these first. So I'm going to exit. Let's come right here, just right click, select event. Okay, let's come into window activate, right? Okay, right inside the window activate itself, let's see, it should be there somewhere. I think that's it. Yep, right in there. I'm going to get rid of this. So let's start with the very first one. The very first one is jbtn doctor dot set enable. I'll just make that false. There we go. So if I run it, let's run that first, and you see what will happen to the doctor. You see that the doctor is disabled, so we need to repeat exactly the same thing for the rest. So I'm now coming here, just paste the name of the rest in there, just copy this, copy, there we go. That's the name of the other components. I'm just pasting the method that will disable it all. And the last one, there we go guys. So I'm going to save that, and let's run it and see. Click on run. There we go guys, every single one of those components are now disabled. Or maybe we can always leave the app file on, but that might still give a clue to unwanted stranger. So now let's take care of the exit there, baby. We can, let's take care of the exit, and maybe take care of this reset as well. Right click on the exit, event, action, and action perform. Try that again. Exit, event, action, action perform. There we go. So with the exit, I'm going to declare a variable up here, private j frame. I'm going to just call it frame, and you get this arrow. Just click on this and import the frame. That's it. I need to import JavaX string frame. There, gone. Get rid of the content here, and in there I'm going to enter as follows: frame equals new jframe, and let's just give it a nickname exit there, and let's use if statement. If j option plan dot show confirm dialog, and in there that is going to be frame, let's say comma, confirm if you want to exit, right, and come out here comma, the name of my product, that's pharmacy management system. Right, so let's put another comma here, press enter, and I'll just say J option plain, J option plain dot yes no option equals J option plain dot yes no option. Right, there we go. Enter a curly braces here, and in there just say system dot exit equals 0. There we go. Right, the exit lines of code is ready as well. So let's run this system and see. Oh, before running it, you see this very one, let me just get rid of the content we have in here. So come right in here. What's the name of this? Okay, copy and come back in here and just change that. Event action perform. Repeat that again. Event action perform. Right there, paste that. That'll become dot set text equals there. Right, and for the password, let's see what we have in here. Let's come straight to the property. There's a property. There's a property in there. The text on it is just this. Okay. Right, get the name of this. Yeah, and just come right in here. Repeat the same thing. Paste that in here. And just copy all of this, paste it in there. I'm going to copy this, so that'll be the text in there as well. So that should get rid of it. Set it to clear. Right, now if I run my system, okay, let's save and run it, and there we go. If we enter whatever in there, we can always clear that. Clear. Okay, so let's change this. Come back in here. Yeah, let's go inside the code and just get rid of the content there. Get rid of it. It's a password anyway, so get rid of this as well. So only when you type in something will you be able to see that. Get rid of that. Right, let's run it now. Right, enter characters in there. And there, clear. Okay, so with that, I'm going to call it the end of the first part of this tutorial. I'll see you guys shortly.